Hey!
Hearing the desperate cries for help from an animal coming from the riverbank, the man rushed over and was stunned by the sight before him. A wild wolf is attacking, clamping its jaws onto a deer's neck and trying to drag it underwater to suffocate the animal. Perhaps the wolf had been lying in ambush here, waiting for the deer to come to drink water before suddenly attacking its prey. Because this area borders a vast forest and is sparsely populated, many species of wild animals still exist and live according to the laws of nature. Immediately,
Hey!
the man shouted loudly to scare away the wolf that was gripping its prey tightly, its eyes still fixed on the deer. Seeing a stranger appear, it suddenly let go of the deer and quickly ran off into the forest. The man stepped down to the water's edge, picked up the little deer, which was soaking wet, covered in scratches, and exhausted, and carried it ashore. The fawn must have gotten separated from its herd, and now it's injured and extremely frightened. The large bite mark on its shoulder was still bleeding, and the animal was so weak that it nearly collapsed in the man's arms. Seeing this, he quickly carried the animal back home, stopped the bleeding, disinfected the wound, and dried it off. The man used a soft towel to wipe the dog's soaking wet fur and kept it warm, each movement filled with care and gentleness. The little deer opened its eyes wide, seemingly still wondering whether it could trust the person in front of it. Then, the man mixed warm milk and fed it to the baby little by little with a bottle, each sip of milk seemingly bringing life back to the tiny body. And so, from that moment on, the little deer began to become a member of the family. It was cared for, loved, and often petted and cuddled by everyone. The animal gradually grew up, becoming healthy, cheerful, and increasingly mischievous. It happily ran and jumped on the lawn behind the house, always well fed and given plenty to play with. The deer also became incredibly friendly, bold, and close to humans, because it knew that these people were the family who had taken it in. Time passed, and the little deer had grown into a mature creature with enormous antlers that amazed everyone who saw it. But even though its body had completely changed, it retained the same friendliness and special bond with the family that saved its life. Perhaps for the deer, that encounter by the riverbank all those years ago was not just a moment of being saved from a predator, but also the day it found a new family.